Hi everyone, Bruce Swartz. Welcome to Montreal, Quebec, my astronomy channel. We research in ufology, UFOs, those beautiful, incredible lights in the sky that nobody knows about, that get mixed up often with military flares, and sometimes are military flares. So we have a shadow government, right, as a myth running the world. Well, there's only a few people that would know what was on the moon, if there was something. That would be the elites, the shadow government probably, and probably not many other people. Maybe even most presidents would not know. When you think of it, there's a certain clearance they have to have, right, to know some of the top secret things, top secret clearance. Bob Lazar mentioned how many clearances there were. There's quite a few of them, very, very high up. So you can't help but wonder, on the moon, why someone would show things that are there and not get a better response than that. Well, it actually makes total sense, right? Because who knows who's hiding all of this? And it's not for me and for you, nor for you, to be able to know what's up there. So this is an incredible chance for me as much as you to be able to see right where the Apollo 17 landing was. Being really honest, when you wake up, for real wake up, I don't mean just find out something that, oh, wow, I didn't know that. When you wake up and understand what the whole thing is and what everyone's doing around you, there's just no way of you telling everyone. And it's scary because you see how small you really are. And, and then you understand that, you realize that you're actually just a slave to the system. So I mentioned at the beginning, isn't that amazing? Yeah, look at that. Well, I mentioned at the beginning that the shadow government, the elites, maybe a handful of people know about what's on the moon, and of course the ones that are there. But it would only make sense that if they're there, they would not come back. I have a friend engineer that actually told me that they would not come back. When people give me information, I take it and I leave some. And it does. Who am I to judge them? To tell them they're not really, knowledgeable about the moon or have anything to do with it. If not, I'd never get any information. Mare Fecunditatis, one of the most incredible areas of the moon, and also the areas where I've seen UFOs come out of the surface of the moon. If you want to wait for disclosure from the news, well, that's your choice. If you're here, it's because you've gotten a part of disclosure. It's sort of like a raw disclosure, right? It's all this evidence presented without any explanation. What about structures? There's a building structure right there. Well, first of all, somebody said, show us that it's actually bending on the surface. Look, it really is. Parallax, whatever. It's a connection. It's longing the surface, going downwards, and a black spot over the top there in Mare Fecunditatis. It's all pretty cool details, actually. I'm really happy to have been able to show it. And look at this, like a block. Imagine, it should be out of proportion, and we're still seeing it square, so it must be really, really symmetrical. And that's an object inside of Mare Fecunditatis on the moon with a simple conversion. Green, our eyes are really used to seeing the green. This is really fun. I love doing this, guys. It's beautiful, no? Even if there's something sinister up there, it's so beautiful. Okay, here's the secret. What's that? What are you looking at? That's a different type of material. Could be water dripping, could be ice freezing, could be a camouflage, could be construction, could be trees, that's why it's blurry. Could be a lot of things. Let's see that one more time. Let's see that one more time. Guys, there it is. Yep, straight up proof, a different material. That's built. Sorry. Beams going by there? What's that? Looks like a square under a nut. Whoop, waterfall? What? It could be many things, right? And aside from what I'm saying, say to yourself one thing, my friends. It's something out of the ordinary. Especially that big ass pipe that I showed you all. So here, oil pumped out of Earth. All the amounts on the bottom you see there are from Earth. Copernicus has a pipe there. So theory, right? Well, bridges, structures, it's all over the surface. Absolutely in our faces. This one, scary. Very scary. All constructed beside large craters. Not even talked about. I like showing that one. It's awesome. And there's Lil Nas coming down from the heavens, going downhill. If you look at the surface of the moon, all those green patches are all areas where there could be movement. Why? Because it's blurry. So no matter what they change on the surface there, we won't see the difference. You can see all what almost looks like building tops. And why do I say building tops? Because they're side by side and they're rectangular. Again, it could be machinery. Over to the right, what do you think that is? Do you actually think two craters fell the exact same side by side, 10,000 years apart, with the same shadow? You know that's not a crater. So that's common sense. Look at that. What is that, harp? Up on the moon? When you look at the surface, and look at that, the connection bent over in the small circle, hey, it's going inwards down to the ground, and that's where you know it's not a pixel either. Well, electricity's down as I'm doing this video, so hopefully I'll get it up tonight. If not, you'll see it today on the 4th. The Force. So, yeah, look at the lines, guys. Seriously, platform lines. What's going on at the end of this? Right here. Looks like at the end of those lines, they're dumping dirt. I'm sorry, but the dirt is moving on the surface. This is how they're moving. See those 3 patches there? See that square on top? See the patch underneath? See the lines that are hidden by the dirt? That's blurry and darker because it's freshly brought up. And the lines there that look like almost mining right there. Wow. Company right inside of a mountain. The mountain's very popular. It's called Sinus Iridum. And hopefully, 2050, when they tell all the children of the children of the children of the corn that there's something up on the moon, well, I'll be able to, as an old guy, get a good chuckle and probably have some cool young friends when they find out. All right, here it is. Listen carefully. Long lines, side by side, by the way, that go over a platform that looks like there's dirt or some fresh objects at the end that are blurry patches. It looks like dirt that was thrown there. There's a line going down lower, like in a quarry, that you can see right there inside. Look at the dirt. Now, look at the other patches of dirt that are actually hiding structures or lines beside a square. There's the other patch in the center as it goes downwards so they can travel probably through that area without being seen. And there, whatever they're hauling out of the ground. Now, all these constructions are real. And at one point, sometime in this world, people will have the truth. We'll see this presented by someone else, by a professional, by NASA, or even the government. That what researchers basically did here in astronomy and in, well, I can't say ufology, but the channels that talked about UFOs are just showing or trying to reproduce what other channels are reproducing about the same theories that everyone lingers on. Area 51, Bob Lazar, Roswell, Majestic 12. It's repetitive. But no one's researching what's actually on the moon. I'm not getting out there. People are understanding. There's a crater underneath. It's not a crater, it's a building, but okay, crater. Under that black tarp. Why am I calling it a tarp? Why are there connections at the end of the other tarp or platform or structure? Those are 2 black objects built over what everyone thinks are craters. It's exposed in a beautiful way where there's no pixelation. You could see the crater through the dark object, and it has 2 different shapes. It's not a shadow. Proven. It should be on the news. All the big channels and UFO channels should be jumping on it, but why don't they? Well, that's easy. Most of the channels out there are partly hiding the truth. And you add jealousy in that. You add the people that want to be the monopoly, the ones that want to bring the truth out. It's a nice feeling to bring truth out to somebody. But if you try to rob it from someone, that's, sort of like Jesus, I guess, eh? I guess, people are jealous of other people. Jesus will come back down to earth in a physical form and we'll crucify him again. Because we're stupid that way. These objects and dirt are thrown over all these objects in Bianchini Crater. I keep talking about the patches of dirt, right? And those patches of dirt, why do I call them patches of dirt? Well, they're dark, and you see the patches around the structuring. It's proof they're hiding the lines going to these structures, and or whatever they're hauling out of the moon to build inside the moon is appearing in those areas. Because that way, look at here, the dirt beside the square crater. That way, the dirt, like here that you see, it blends in with the surface, and there's no proof that anything's going on. They can always move that dirt around the crater. You'll never see the movement. You'll never see piles accumulating either, unless we're really, really close up.
Party all night long. Aliens on the moon, they must be mighty. They up there sitting down in that pontoon. They drop every Friday, off in their belly party. They pop and they jump and they come in here so soon. Yeah, aliens are up there on the moon. They may be even coming right here soon. Aliens are mighty on the moon, yes they are up there. Doesn't matter cause disclosure's coming soon.